There is definitely a message I need to share today that somebody needs to hear. This is the second time I'm recording this, and the first time halfway through, my throat, my voice completely seized up. You can actually hear it now. It's not doing great right now. That's never happened on a video before, ever. Tends to mean that something needs to get out. Okay, so listen up. If this is landing in your feed somewhere, there's a message here for you. So, what I want to share in this video is one of the benefits of reclaiming your power. I talk about success is easier. I talk a lot about how you have way more energy, way more capacity. But there's one of the benefits, well, actually, there's many benefits that come that just kind of come along the way and you discover as you begin to reclaim your energy. And one of them is you realize throughout most of your life that you have looked for solutions to problems that don't exist. That can be a little bit affronting at first when you see and you realize that, but in the end, it ends up being incredibly liberating. And I'm going to explain what this looks like. So, can you imagine that you have a car and you keep trying to go places, but the car keeps stalling out? You can't actually get to where you're going. You got to keep pulling over, right? And so you go to your mechanic, you're like, hey, there's something wrong with my car. It's not moving. I can't get to where I'm going. And your mechanic looks at the car and says, hey, well, actually, you have a kink in your fuel line. That's why the gas can't get through to your engine or however that works. And you're like, you know what? I've never heard of that problem before. It doesn't even make sense. Nobody talks about that. Like, that's not a thing. That can't be it. You know what? I've had to change my battery before. I bet you that's it. Go change my battery. Your mechanic's like, okay, if you want to spend the time and the money, like go for it. I'll go change it. They go and change it, and alas, it doesn't fix it. So you go back to your mechanic and you're like, hey, let's try changing the transmission fluid. That's one of the maintenance things I've needed to do. Please go change it. And your mechanic's like, okay, I can go do it. And you keep doing this. You keep trying all these different things that you've heard about or you've had used before, something that's happened before, and nothing is happening, nothing is working. This is what we do before we reclaim our power. Every time we see a problem, we look for a solution to a problem that doesn't exist. So I'm going to give you an example of this. Imagine you're looking for a job, okay? And you've applied on a ton of different jobs and you're not getting any calls, you're not getting any interviews. And so you're like, well, maybe I need to refine my resume. So you hire somebody, they look through your resume and they're like, yeah, we can totally refine this and make this better. So they're like, okay, they make all these changes to your resume. It's a brand new, spanking new resume. You're like, yeah, this is it. This is going to nail it. And you go out there, crickets. And you're like, this is strange. I mean, I've always found a job before. What's the problem now? And so you start asking people, you start asking colleagues and friends and people, and everyone's like, well, hey, look at the economy. Like the job market's awful out there. Like it's bad. The interest rates are high, inflation is high, like there's wars going on. Like, well, no wonder you're having a problem. Like it's what everybody's going through. And you're like, oh, okay, well, that's not great, but maybe I need to like up the number of resumes that I send out. I'm gonna spend more time each day. I'm gonna send out twice as many resumes. I'm really gonna spread myself out. And a few more months goes by and nothing happens. And it's actually the real reason is you don't want the job. You hate your career. There's nothing about this that you like. Nothing feels in alignment. You're just like, nothing about you says that you want this. And you see, now we're in the era where people can feel your frequency. They can tell, they can feel you. Not everyone's conscious of this, but people can feel it. So what we end up doing is we end up looking for solutions to problems, like problems that don't really exist, meaning it's not your resume. It's not the market. It's you. It's you, and you're not in alignment. You've not reclaimed your power. Now, when you reclaim your power, you still have problems. Don't get me wrong. There's still like, you're here as a human on a human experience. You're always going to have problems and challenges. However, you just deal with them differently. You look at them in a completely different way because you understand yourself, you understand how you work, you tune in. And it's not about looking for a hack. And we've been taught in this world to look for this really simple solution that we've had and done before. We are no longer in the same energies that we used to have. We cannot look at things the same way. And so when you reclaim your power, you stop going down all those rabbit holes. And let me tell you, like I said, it can be a bit affronting at first when you realize how much time energy, and money you spent trying to solve things a certain way when that was never the solution, it is a bit affronting. However, I'm going to give you the glimmer to the other side of this, and that is, well, now imagine how much time, energy, and money you're going to free up. It's huge. It's massive. This is one of the huge benefits, right? It doesn't happen right away, but you start to see it down the road, and you stop wasting all your time, energy, and money. And what is amazing about it, it frees up a lot of mental chatter, because we've been conditioned in this world to look for problems when things don't work out right away. Okay, when things don't land right away, the Amazon Prime way of creating life, we're taught to look for solutions right away. Something wrong, there's something wrong. We're actually so trained right now to look for something wrong. What if the solution is you need to reclaim your power, understand who you really are, and align with your truth? Nothing wrong. It's actually bringing you back to your original template. It's bringing you back to the truth of who you really are. And from there, everything just gets easier. Everything is freer. So I talked about this in this week's newsletter. I do a blog newsletter post. I put it on my website, so you can always check out my website anytime you want. I'm also going to put the link down below here. You can actually sign up for emails so you receive it in your inbox every week. Lands right in there. I usually write them Wednesdays or Thursdays, somewhere in around there. But yeah, go check it out if you want. It's a long post this week. So if you want to go check it out, I encourage you to do that. All right, beautiful soul. I hope this was helpful. I'm going to get something for my throat now. Some tea. Doing it. All right. Take care. Talk to you soon.